Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Hartman, and today I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial on how to register for eCYBERMISSION. So the first step is going to be to go to eCYBERMISSION.com. Head on over there, and in the top right, you'll see a register button. You're going to click there and then just choose who you are. Are you a student, a team advisor, or one of our volunteers, a cyber guide ambassador, or virtual judge? Today, we're going to be doing student registration. So if you are not a student, you can still go and register for one of these other categories here, but the student one covers much of the same things that the other registrations do as well. But if you are a student, buckle up. Here we go. You're going to click on student, and it's going to open a page like this. All right. This is a 4-step process. So be aware, this is step number 1. You're going to have 3 more after this. Remember, it is always okay to ask for help from your parent or guardian or from a team advisor with this registration process, as it is to ask for help on any of the eCYBERMISSION work that you are doing. You're the one who's going to do the work, but if you need assistance with things, always do ask for help. All right, the first thing you're going to need to do is put in your first name, middle name or middle initial, and last name. And that should be the same way it appears on a Social Security card or whatever your kind of official document paperwork looks like. All right, Social Security card is the one that we use the most often. So you're going to go ahead and type in that information. Again, if you have a middle name or middle initial, fill that in as well if it's on that documentation. You're going to put in your email address. So I'll put in mine right here like this. And then you're going to need to pick a login name. Now, here's what I want you to remember about your login name. It should not have any part of your real name in it, your first name, your last name. None of that should be in your login name, because we don't want people to be able to look at a login name and identify who it is that has that login name. All right. So I'm choosing student A. That's going to be my login name for now. I'm going to pick a password as well. Type that in both times. Click on this I'm not a robot deal down here. I'm going to click save and continue, and we're on our way. So you can see here, I'm into step 2. Now, if for some reason the email address that I had put in had already been in the system, it would have told me, hey, you can't use that email address because email addresses can only be used one time. Okay. So if you get that message, that means you may have started a registration earlier. You may have forgotten or whatever. What you can do at that point is you can actually go back out, try to log in. And when you go to log in there, you can click on, in fact, I'm just going to show you. Let's go look here. If you go to log in up here, you click on student. If you click on forgot password, you're going to be able to put your login name right there and retrieve your password. If you don't know your login name either, you don't remember that, just send an email to missioncontrol@eCYBERMISSION.com. They're going to be able to help you out. But what I want to show you here is, because I started my registration and I do know my login name, student A, and I do know my password, I can log back in and it's going to pick me up right where I left off on my registration. So if for some reason you get cut off in the middle, you have to stop, class ends, whatever the reason might be, you can always go back in and continue registering. Okay, you don't have to abandon that registration. So here we are at step 2. You're going to see there's a bunch of info that they need on here, and the little hint up here, save and continue to save your progress and proceed to the next step. Same deal, like I said before, if I click that and then logged out, log back in, it would start me where I had left off. So I'm going to put in my address here. This is the address for NSTA, that's where I work. And state, oops, I don't live in Vermont. Always make sure you check to make sure you got the right state in there. There we go. All right. Now, I don't actually have a school. I do have an organization that I work for, but I don't have a current grade level, but I'm going to pick 6th grade. You pick whichever grade you are in, 6, 7, 8, or 9. The name of your school or organization, I'm going to put NSTA in there. The city I'm located in, which is Arlington. Again, make sure you're spelling it right. What state is your organization or school in? And if you're not part of a state organization, what state are you in? Right? That's essentially what we need to know there. And there there is my zip code, which best describes the location of your school. Now, if it's not applicable because you're not a school, just click that. Or think about, are you in a city, a suburb? Are you in the country? Are you a frontier tribal school? Are you homeschooled, an online school, or a Department of Defense school? All right. Or maybe your school doesn't fit into any of these categories. So you can go ahead and click on other. So I'm going to go ahead and click suburban here, and school type. Again, if you're not a school, not applicable, right? If you're a community group, you can go ahead and click that. DODEA, that's our Department of Defense schools. Again, homeschool, private school, public school, a school district, perhaps, if that would be if you were registering as part of an extracurricular that maybe took place at different schools throughout the district, something like that. Or again, if you don't fit any of those, you can click other. I'm going to go ahead and pick public school because I want to show you this guy right here. You see, if you pick public school, or well, really, if you pick public school, I think that's the only one here, you're going to get this little thing here to enter your NCES school ID. Now, if you've never heard of an NCES school ID, that's fine. Many people have not, but if you need yours, you can look up your NCES school ID here. So you click here, and it will take you to this page, and you can go ahead and look up your school ID. All right. So let's see. I'm going to type in Carson Middle School, because that's where I went to middle school. So let's go ahead and type that in there. Carson Middle School. Boy, there's a whole bunch of different Carson Middle Schools in here. I would have to make sure that I found the one where the address actually matched the school that I am attending. So let's say it was this one right here. And then if you look right here in the middle, it says NCES school ID. It's this big, long list of numbers. There are 4, there are 8, there are 12 digits in that code right there. You can copy it, and you can just paste it right on in here, click save and continue, and you're on your way. All right, so if you need that NCES school ID, don't worry, you can find it pretty easily. If for some reason you were to search there and your school didn't come up, even though you put in the right name of your school and everything along those lines, you can try adding a city to see if maybe it's in the system in a different name. You can put in your zip code. If it's still not coming up, you can go ahead and contact Mission Control. They can help you out. Or you can see if you changed to school district there for some reason instead of public school, you wouldn't actually have to enter that code. But we prefer that you keep it real, right? If you're at a public school, we do like to have that number. And the reason we do that is we can collect all kinds of information about your school, and we can tell the people who fund eCYBERMISSION, hey, this is where these folks are coming from. These are the schools that they are working with, and these are what these schools look like demographically, right? These are the types of people that go to that school. Here's all the information about that school. And that's really valuable for us moving forward to make sure that we are meeting the needs of everybody that's taking part in eCYBERMISSION. So if you can get that number, please do. It's going to be very valuable to us, and it's going to help the program quite a bit. All right, you're on to step 3 here. It's going to ask you some more questions about yourself. All right, one of them is citizenship. You're going to pick if you're a U.S. citizen, a permanent legal U.S. resident, other, or choose not to report. And all of these things have a choose not to report on them here, because all of these are kind of questions about you. And if you don't want to give that information, that is totally up to you. So you can choose not to report, but you can also type in your actual info, your date of birth, make sure that this is correct, because if it is not, then there will be a problem. Also, if you enter a piece of information that puts you outside of the range of participating, it's going to tell you that. So you've got to be under 18 to be a student in this program. So that means I'm going to have to put in something like, let's call it 2012. There we go. So that works out. How do you identify male, female, non-binary, other, choose not to report? Again, you can choose whatever you like on there, race, ethnicity, same deal. Do you qualify for free or reduced lunch at school? Choose not to report, yes or no, totally up to you. Is English your first language? Again, make the pick that's right for you. How far do you plan to go in school? Maybe you don't know. Maybe you know you're going to get a PhD, or you're going to get a master's degree, or maybe you're just like, gosh, I don't have any idea what I'm going to do. You can choose not to report. You can pick other. Maybe you're just going to graduate from high school. That's totally fine. But pick how far you plan to go, the furthest you plan to go in school. So that's completely up to you, what you want to put in there. Did at least one of your parents or guardians graduate from college? Choose not to report, yes or no. Again, totally up to you. Indicate if your parent or guardian are involved in the military. There's even an unsure right here. You can say they're not, they're veterans. Just read these and pick the one that's right for you. Again, you can always choose not to report. Do you currently have or previously had a disability? Again, there you go. Choose not to report. If you're not sure, how do you know? You can click here. These little drop downs will give you answers to these questions. So if you're asking these questions, go ahead and click on those to get answers to them. Tell us about your experience in AEOP. That's the Army Educational Outreach Program. They're the ones who sponsor eCYBERMISSION. They also sponsor these programs here. If you've done any of these, or if you've been in any other STEM programs, you can go ahead and click those boxes. If you've never participated in any of them or any STEM programs, go ahead and click that box right there. How did you learn about eCYBERMISSION? Go ahead and pick from there. Maybe you've done it before. Maybe someone who works at your school told you about it, family, friends, whatever it might be, or choose not to report. And finally, why did you want to participate in eCYBERMISSION? Go ahead and pick that. So teacher, professor encouragement. In other words, my teacher made me do it. So you can go ahead and click there. Academic requirement or school grade. Again, that's another good reason. I want to get a good grade, so I'm going to do it. Or down here at the bottom, choose not to report. Go ahead and you can choose that too. But then you're going to save and continue. Move on to step 4. Now, this is parental consent. So your parent or guardian needs to see this step, okay? They need to read our privacy policy, our evaluation policy, and our media release form. They have to sign off on all these things. They got to know what you're working on and what you're doing. So we want to make sure that they do that, okay? Now, if your parent or guardian isn't around when you're filling this out, you can, of course, just say save. You could log out right here because you've already saved in the last step, and you could log back in maybe when you're at home, okay? If you don't have access to a computer at home, you don't have access to the internet at home, something along those lines, you can talk to your team advisor, tell them, hey, my guardian doesn't have access to this, what do I do? They can contact us and we can provide a printed form that they will send home. Your parent or guardian can fill out and sign off on, send it back. And then your team advisor can go through and type in what your parent or guardian has signed off on, right? So if they've signed off on this, they can go ahead and type their initials in there. As long as they've signed off here as well, they're going to need the parent or guardian full name. So you can say whatever their name might be. I'm just going to put my name in here. Please don't put your own name in there. Please put your parents' name. We need your parent phone number as well. And the reason for that is because we might need to contact your parent or guardian, especially if you are a winner in eCYBERMISSION. We might need to get in touch with them to get information about you and to let them know exactly what's going on. Their email address also helps us with that. So you can go ahead and put their email address in there, or I'm sorry, they will put it in there, or your team advisor will, and then the team advisor or your parent or guardian will sign off there as well. And again, remember, your team advisor can only do that if you have that signed form that then your team advisor is going to hold on to just in case we ever need to check in on that. But that's going to be it. That's going to be the final step of your registration. You're going to click on complete my registration, and you're going to be taken to this page. This is your login page. When you log in from now on, this is the page that you're going to see until you've chosen an advisor, which you can do here. You just click on choose advisor. Pretty simple. You type in that advisor's last name. We're going to see if I have an account in here as an advisor. I think that I do. I think I set one up before, but let's see. Nope, I do not. Looks like it was removed. Well, anyway, if my name was still in here as an advisor, you would see the first name, last name, school name, and school city. And if that was your team advisor, you would click yes, and then you would be connected with that team advisor. Okay, let's see if my friend has one set up. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's a whole bunch of them in here. I got to make sure I pick the right one. I think it's this one up here, so I will select this advisor. And there you go. You'll see that your mission folder status is pending team assignment by advisor. At this point, your team advisor is going to put you on a team. You can tell your team advisor, hey, we'd like our team name to be this. They'll put you on a team. They also are going to pick, or you're going to pick and tell them what mission method you want to use. So that means you're going to do science or engineering. Make sure they know which one you want to use because they're going to select that as well. And once they do, you're going to come back to this page when you log in. Again, this is what you'll see when you first log in. When you come back to this page, you're going to see you're going to have access to your mission folder. You're going to be able to start work on that mission folder. But team advisor's got to put you on a team. Team advisor's got to select that mission method. All right. Once that all occurs, you're going to be good to go. And that's it. That's all there is to registering for eCYBERMISSION. So hopefully that was helpful to you. If you have any questions, contact Mission Control at missioncontrol, all one word, at eCYBERMISSION.com, or you can give them a call at 1-866-GO-CYBER between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's Eastern Time, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and hopefully we will see you registered soon for eCYBERMISSION. Take care, everybody.